Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different tabletop board game every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and give you my honest thoughts on how the Kickstarter is being ran. Once again, this is not a review of the game, but a review of the Kickstarter itself. And right now, I'm very excited because I got a Fiverr order, which means I'm going to check out somebody's project, which you can check out in that link down below if you're interested. And I'm going to be checking out Murder Bunnies, the killer card game. Kill for carrots and murder your friends in this two-player tactical card game by Tim Ruswick, Skullbox, and currently this is the 71st most popular project on tabletop games right now, which is not good because this launched on Monday, which means this one has sank like a rock, which means that tells me that there's not people coming back to this Kickstarter because the fact is it's raised $6,443. That's a decent amount. That's a good chunk of their money, but it looks like those people are not coming back to the Kickstarter. Now let's look at the main image right here. 2 players, ages. You might want to make that a little bit bigger. I know when you made that, it was probably for the image we're about to see when we click on it, but you also got to realize that it's your background image as well, and it's really hard to read those right there. I'd also love to see a price. That'd always be a good thing right here. Is that a playmat in the middle, or is that a board? I'm intrigued. All right, so $6,443 of the $10,000 goal with 29 days to go. So for all intents and purposes, it does look like this is probably going to cross the finish line, but nothing's guaranteed. And as always, when I come to this video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Hopefully you can convince me of at least one of those 3 things right now. Let's go.
Hello world, my name is Tim Ruswick.
And my name is Alyssa Street.
And together we made
Murder Bunnies,
a 2-player tactical strategy game where you kill for carrots and murder your friends. Move your murderers along the grid and kill as much as you can to earn the carrot bounty of the lifeless bodies in your wake. But it's not that simple.
Wait, slow down.
Move your murderers along the grid and kill as much as you can to earn the carrot bounty of the lifeless bodies in your wake. But it's not that simple, because every mother fluffer in the game is unique and has their very own stats and abilities. And those abilities all have specific triggers that activate when its conditions are met. This leads to a lot of interesting situations, strategic depth, and crazy combos. And it makes a super fun game that we'd love to bring to life.
I love this board or playmat. I can't tell what it is yet, but I love how clean and clear. It's so stinking useful right here. I'm very much digging that right now.
That we'd love to bring to life. With my experience designing dozens of video games and Alyssa's decade in merchandising and management, we're the perfect team to pull this off. Throw in an unnatural obsession for true crime and strategy games, and we've created what I believe to be the ultimate casual strategy game for 2 players. Because when life tries...
So, first and foremost, I also noticed at the beginning, I don't like the word of strategy or tactical game. When you say words like that, it makes it sound like you are not a part of the hobby, which may be the case, but that is something that you want to disguise. Also, you are not on Boardgamegeek. That is a huge faux pas. Boardgamegeek, you know, to be quite honest, is the only board game website that matters. Unless you're buying board games, then you might want to go to Amazon. But it is the alpha and the omega of the board game world. So I saw this was not on Boardgamegeek. If it is not, I know there's like a backlog of people trying to get their games on there, but yours should be hopefully in that backlog. Because that's a spot right there where there are quite literally hundreds of thousands of millions of people potentially at Boardgamegeek who are always going to be intrigued about a 2-player only board game because maybe that's the niche that they happen, the player count they hit the most frequent. I'm just saying, get it on Boardgamegeek.
As to kill you, you should go and make a game about murder. That's
a great shot right there.
So back the project down below, help us make the game a reality, and you can...
Alright, so I see Ticket to Ride in the background. That's good. That is good. Maybe something else would be good too, because that just looks like a generic chessboard, and it might just be a generic chessboard.
Help us make the game a reality, and you can do what you've always wanted.
What is that? Is that unstable unicorns, a Rubik's cube? Okay. Oh, there we go. We got Shards of Infinity. We got Catan. We got Pandemic. Okay. Okay. Cool. So that, honestly, that shot right there, but I had to really look for it, is a good shot to have. I want to know that you have played other board games, because far too often when we see first created, zero backed, not on Boardgamegeek, it means that this is a half-assed idea, and it's generally not one of the better games.
God.
So seeing that back there was good. So we got 2 players, ages 14 up, 15 minutes to play. That's great as well. And honestly, going back to that main image, I can't see it now because it's down 71. But I didn't even realize it was 15 minutes. So that might be something you want to large up right there, because I think that's a big selling point. 2 players, 15 minutes. I like that. All right. So, other thing is, I don't have a firm grasp for what size box this is. This looks like a very oddly shaped box. It looks like a square, but then it's like a thin square. I don't know. So, first created 2 back. We want to go back here. Obsessed with skulls and strategy games. Made some bunnies. A teeny bit murdery. MurderBunniesGame.com. So this is the first created, which means I'm going to need a little bit more reassurance in the can you do it department. So that's one thing I want to have in my rear view. So do I want it? Yeah, I will say I was intrigued by the board. I was intrigued by the movement. It reminded me a little bit of like a game I love called Battle Goats, which is all a grid-based game where every single character in the game has its own unique quirk and special ability. I love games like that. So this is right up my alley. And this board looks clean and clear. I'm excited, but I am skeptical. Once again, I have no idea of what size this box is based on what you're showing me right here. 2 players, age 14 plus, 15 minutes to play. So we're going to be coming with this. Is a turn-based, grid-based tactical strategy game. Yeah, that right there, that I understand that is a descriptive, that is you being descriptive about your game. But it screams to me, oh no, it's one of those games. It's one of those games. So I would honestly, I don't know, I would reword this, get rid of this, focus more in depth about what specifically, mechanic-wise, is in here. Because yes, it is a turn-based, grid-based tactical strategy game, but those words, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But when someone says, hey, I've got this game I want to pitch to you, it's a turn-based, grid-based tactical strategy game, I say, ooh, okay. But let me know. Attack enemy bunnies on the grid using your action points to maximize your murder and earn your share of the carrot bounty. We're talking about, okay, the rules, cool. Once again here, I always like when we just get straight down to the price. Or, better yet, exactly what is in the game. Because you've shown me the box, you've shown me cards for whatever reason, you've shown me this information, which is great, you've shown me this board and the dice, but you don't actually tell me what components in the game. What's up, Dustin? So, I think that is a misfire here, and hopefully it's down below, like that scrolling shot where you show me all the components, or the price, because this is a 2-player, 15-minute game, which tells me it's probably got a pretty good price point. Spotlight that price point. But let's keep going. How to play? Oh, cool. How in depth is this? Is this full? 244.
As long as they have enough for an enemy bunny.
Yeah, it's a 15-minute game. This might be a complete how to play video, which is great. I love the fact that is right there. It's spotlighted. Excellent. What's in the box? Rules of Murder rule booklet. So that's what it's called. 6 wound dice, 40 unique murder bunnies, no duplicates, like mentioning that. Playable game mat. Oh, so that is a game mat. It's not a board. Excellent. Lots of murder. So what does that mean, playable game mat? Once again, when you say things like that, it just screams, I'm not in the deepest to the board game hobby. I assume, like, what does that actually mean? Playable game mat. Are there non-playable game mats? I don't know. Just some of the wording I don't like. Lots of murder. Cool. The tiers. Take control of fluffy bunnies and make them battle to the death for carrots. $30. That's a hard sell. That is a real hard sell for a 2-player, 15-minute game. I will immediately tell you that is going lags to the stream, but seems interesting. Oh my gosh. No, it's lagging. I apologize. I need to get my Comcast looked at. So the $30 base game tier, that's going to be a hard ask. Especially if I don't know the size of the box here. I don't know the size of the playmat here. Like, I'm assuming the cost is because of the playmat, but how big is this playmat? This is all information I need to know. Alright, First Blood, Early Bird. Wait, the base game tier. The Early Bird, what's the difference? The not suitable for work expansion. $30, oof, hell nah. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be the reaction to a lot of people. For a 2-player, 15-minute game with 40 cards, I mean, that's just a hard sell. Not suitable for work expansion right there. Once again, I don't... how many cards is this? That would be really great. You know, is it 40 more cards? Because if it's 40 more cards, if it's 20 more cards, what is the value you're giving me? I can't see the value because you're not telling me enough. Base game plus the not suitable for work. Isn't that what we already got? Oh, this is the early bird. So these are the same things, but that's the early bird. Okay, and hopefully once you've sold out early birds, this is gone, and then it's just the base game tier, and then that... So the Founders Edition, Murder Bunnies base game, the not suitable for work, name and rule booklet, deluxe neoprene mat. Okay, so now we're getting even into more territory that I don't like. When you say that this is a deluxe neoprene mat, that makes me think this is a crap mat. Like, so what kind of mat is this? Playable game mat. So what is the difference between the playable game mat and the deluxe neoprene mat? I don't know. It should be answered. 2 promo cards, Kickstarter exclusive. So I have to spend $100 freaking to get the promo cards? Wow. Like, no. So let's actually look what the difference is between the $45 and the $100, because I always like to break down the pledge levels. $55 value. Do I see it? So name in rule booklet. That is what it is. That's cool. Deluxe neoprene mat. Now, here's my question. Is this, in fact, going to replace the other mat, or am I going to have 2 mats, one of which is completely useless, because obviously I'm going to use whichever mat is the nicest, or does this make it so I can play 4 players? Once again, these are questions I don't have that are not answered, and hopefully they're going to be answered further down below. But Jesus. So, another play mat, my name in the rule booklet, and 2 promo cards, and that's a $55 value. That is not a $55 value to me. And I don't think that's going to be a $55 value to most people. And I'm going to guess this $100 Founders Edition is not... Well, we have another one. Oh, signed limited edition. Okay, whatever. No one wants that. And I say that, and I'm not saying that in an insulting way. I mean, if I put that up there, I don't feel like most people would want it. And a lot of people at the board game help me know me. It's just, Like, well, let's see. I'm very curious. So, oh my god, we have more? We have more to go. Okay, no, we're not done scrolling. I like to be surprised. Okay. $150. Name of the rule booklet. Extra signed copy of the base game. So, for $50 extra, we get 1 extra game, which you signed. No. No thanks. Murder Your Friends. Murder Bunnies base game, not suitable for suspension. Name in the rule booklet. 2 Kickstarter promo cards. Extra signed copy of the base game. 2 custom cards with your friends' pictures. Now, that is a banger of a stretch goal. And to be quite honest, I would get rid of... You know, you can't get rid of it now unless nobody's backed these. But I would get rid of these, and I would just have that one. Like, this is, I feel like, what people are going to want. Man, I don't like the layout of this Kickstarter. This Kickstarter reeks to me like that you did do research on Kickstarter, but you looked at different Kickstarters. Like, this seems to me like a movie Kickstarter or a graphic novel Kickstarter or something like that, where you just keep going down the stretch goals and, like, each one is just like, oh my gosh, it's more like, it's just better and better and better. But how far are we going to go? Like, what exactly... in this 2-player 15-minute game, how are you going to convince me to pay $500? Because that is such a hard sell. I mean, that's so much. Murder Maker. Murder's Bunny base game. Not suitable for work suspension. Name in the rulebook. The custom card is indeed good, but the other stuff, I agree. And thank you, Dustin, for piping in the chat. And as always, if you are in the chat, please let me know your opinions, because, like I said, most of the time the people that I make these videos for watch these videos and they see the input. 2 custom cards with your friend's picture. Work with us to design a custom murder bunny sent to all backers. So you get to put a card into the game for $500. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask. That is such a big number. Murder the Makers. Okay, so we'll just keep going. Go. Work with us to design a card. Play session with creators. What? So you're going to charge an extra $500 to play with you? Is that's the difference. $500 to play a game with you. I'm going to guess that Kickstarter pledge level is not a particularly popular one, and if it is, it's from a wealthy friend of yours. And surely we cannot go any further than this, can we? No. This is great. This is very clear and clean. Cool. I do like this. I'd like it even more. Oh, shipping info right down there. That's great. I love this. It just gets straight. Yes, more of this, please. Simon, do this. Renegade Games, do this. All these big companies with $1 million Kickstarters that know what the hell they're doing. Why don't you do this? Price, shipping. Price, shipping. Price and price. Put it together. Boom. It's peanut butter and jelly. Why is it so hard? We're customs friendly. 8 to the US, 20 to this, 25. Look at that. That's great. That's clean and clear. Rest of the world, calculate after the campaign ends. So you've covered most of your bases here. Yes, different parts of the world are still going to be frustrated, but the overwhelming majority of people you have taken care of it. Very clean and clearly here. So, $8 to ship this game. Once again, I do not know the size of this game. I have no concrete grasp of the size of this game. I have no concrete grasp of the size of this playmat. I have no concrete grasp of what the difference is between playmat A and playmat B. I do not know if I will get both playmats if I order said pledge level. There are so many questions that are not answered here. Backer kit, full ride, stretch goals, fund our murder spree. Okay. And I don't like this. You know, I understand that you don't want to put the cart in front of the horse. But at least one, I feel like one stretch goal should always be revealed. You know, just kind of like a tease. Like, oh, wow, we're going to add 2 more bunnies or something. You know, anything like that. Or 1 more bunny. Whatever it may be. The team. Co-designer, illustrator, co-designer, project manager. Join us on Discord. Our story. I will say, this is a very well-run Kickstarter for 2 people, though. I've seen a lot worse Kickstarters with a lot more people. Okay, and this is what I like to see. The story of how we made murder fun. This is great. This is some behind-the-scenes stuff right here. I like that. So, this one has been an all sorts of a different roller coaster ride. Do I want it? Yeah. I don't think you wowed me masterfully, but I love games where every single card is different. So do I want it? Is a yes. I think you showcased enough of that. Can you do it? That's the real question. That's the real question. And there's a lot here that tells me yes. One thing I'd recommend is I would mention your manufacturing. I would also, let's see, why Kickstarter? Maybe they do. Murder Bunnies is a physical game and like our previous video game projects, so they did video game projects, which once again, I would also spotlight those. You say you've done video game projects. That's in the same ilk. If I see that you have, it says why Kickstarter. Oh, it does. It kind of looks like there's a little gap in there. Yeah, it does. That is kind of odd. Is there a space there? Good point. But when I see that you've created other games, that is a reassuring feeling, and that can go a long way to the can you do it. Another thing that can go a long way to the can you do it is talking about your manufacturing. We have murdered, playtested, and prototyped. This game is done. Our biggest challenge now is the production and distribution of a physical product. Luckily, Tim has the experience of launching a game and shipping around the world. Plus, it lists over 10 years, so that needs more detail. I need to know that. If you point to a game, and it's got, 300 reviews, and it's like, oh, people got this. This is the thing. This person has that pedigree. That means a lot to me. Don't just say it, show it. And let me go back to see here. Did you do it in here? I don't think you did in here. MurderBunniesGame.com. Oh, that's because I didn't check the website. Let's check the website. Kickstarter coming soon. Yeah, what's in the box? Back beneath the team. So yeah, this doesn't tell me anything about the track record. At least not at first glance. And I do think that is a tactical misstep, because there's 3 main questions you got to answer. You got to convince people that they want it, convince people you can do it, convince people how much it is. And I don't feel like you did a very good job of can you do it? And do I want it? I honestly don't feel like you did a particularly good job either. I think it might just be that this style card game intrigues me. And that player mat, ooh, it looks really good. Okay. Our goal is to be as transparent as possible with our backers during this campaign and post-campaign. We're working with BackerKit to ensure we have accurate... I don't care about BackerKit. No one cares about BackerKit. We care about the manufacturer. Because, and here's the bottom line, most of the people don't care about the manufacturer either. 99% of the people will scroll right by it. But the fact that there it is there, that you are in talks with the manufacturer, like, it adds an era of... I can do this to this project, which a lot of things are working against that right now. Not being on Boardgamegeek. The words you choose to use. It just reeks like someone who hasn't played board games that much jumping in, which luckily you showed me in the background. Pandemic. You had all these games back here. 7 Wonders Duel, a specific 2-player game. In my personal opinion, one of the best 2-player games of all time. That's what I love to see. All right. Roman. Totally. What's up, Roman? Thanks for chiming in. So, right now, what is my ranking on this? That's a hard question. So I'm not going to give it a 0, because they have the shipping, they have the price, they have everything. I'm going to give this a very tepid 1. $30, so it's going to be $38. And yeah, so let's actually check out these pledge levels. I'm very curious to see. Was there any mention of similarity to Killer Bunnies? Oh, yeah, there's the old Killer Bunnies game. I've never actually played that game. I own a copy of that bunny. Yeah, there is a very, very popular Murder Bunnies. Yeah, I had not thought about that. That's a solid point. Okay, but anywho, so 12 people want the base game. Okay. This is with the not suitable for work. I'm assuming this is going to be the most popular one, to be honest with you. 98 people taking the early bird, and it's the early bird, so yeah, it would make sense. But even when it's not, so 4 people took that, 100 people took this, 12 people spent $100. 150. You got 3 people. 250 murder your friends. 0. The murder maker. 1 person made a card in the game, and that's a cool and honestly, that's a cool one. And then this $1,000 one, which yeah, that one honestly, I think that's just gonna leave a bad taste in your mouth. Like no one's backed this. This is crazy advice. I would quite honestly get rid of that pledge level. Like, it just looks so bad. It is the cringe. It's the equivalent of a cringe. Like, oh, what's the difference between this $500 pledge level and this $1,000 pledge level? Well, let me tell you. You get to play a game with us on Tabletop Simulator. Huh? Not a good look. Not a good look. Now, maybe you can pull that off if you're Will Wheaton. Maybe you can pull that off if you're Eric Lang, or if you're Reiner Knizia, or if you're like a world-famous game designer, or someone we know, but you're not. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I could not pull that off. Like, Tom Vassell could pull that off. Richard Hamm could pull that off. I cannot pull that off. Like, I just look... so what size are the cards? Can I buy extra copies? The cards are traditional poker deck size. And that's, once again... that should be in your component stuff. Definitely, you can do this 2 ways when you're in the add-ons. So once again, can I buy extra copies? That's another thing. Don't bury in the FAQ. A lot of people want to know that. Murder cringe. When is ship charge? Shipping will be charged after the campaign ends. The backer kit. How do I know this game won't suck? Well, aren't you a ray of sunshine? But for real, we have playtested this game over and over again. We have taken the time to make sure we deliver a solid game that is set to... Oh no, did we not have a gameplay video? Did we not have a gameplay video? No. Please don't tell me that. We gotta have a gameplay video. How to play video is great. How to play video will get you 90% of the way there, but it's a 15-minute game. You could bust out your phone and shoot a video of you playing this. That is a tactical misstep. And that right there worries me more than anything else. And it kind of, you know what, I'm going to give this a 1 with a caveat. And that caveat is I would want to see a gameplay video before I would back this at the end. I want to see the size of the box. You know what? I hate to do this, and I hope I don't get a negative review for this, but I'm going to give this a 0. I got to give this a 0. I don't know the size of the game. I don't feel like the price is very good, and I don't feel like the price is very good because of the size of the game. You know, because I don't know the size of the game. I don't know how much the shipping is going to cost. I don't know anything about this playmat. I don't know the differences between the 2 playmats. There's so many things that I don't know here. So many unknown variables. I got to give it a 0. That sucks because it's a $5. Somebody paid me to do this. Choo-choo! Mother fluffers, 60% funded. Who wants to unlock a Kickstarter exclusive card? This hype train is still going strong. Keep doing what you're doing and spreading the good word of Murder Bunnies. We are getting closer and closer to being funded. Because of that, I want to do something crazy. I want to bet a Kickstarter exclusive card for everyone that will be 100% funded by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday, May 20th, 2021. Wow, that's an interesting strategy. I'm not against that. So the rating scale. There's the 2, which means backing for the whale. The 1, which means backing for $1. Come back in the last 48. You know what? Maybe I will lean toward the 1s because I am. I'm gonna say snatch up an early bird, back it for $1, or snatch up an early bird, then come back in the last 48 hours and see if they've given you the information that you need to make the purchase. Because in the end, I love these style games. I really do. Battle Goats is low key one of my top 20 to 50 favorite games of all time. It's simple. We reach 100% funded by Thursday, May 20th, 21 by 5 p.m. Eastern. Everyone gets an additional exclusive card. Special thanks to Blazin for the idea. We like it when you comment, peeps. Get out there and spread the murder. Here's how. Okay. So once again, this update, I love what you're doing in this update. I quite frankly love this update. You're laying down the gauntlet here. I would end with a question. I always recommend ending with a question. So, living on a prayer. So we got 4 comments here, 7 hearts. Let's take a look at it. Oh, living on a prayer. Enough of the karaoke time, people. We want to have murder spread. We are at almost 40% funded and are well on our way to being fully funded. Anyway, as our good pal Bon Jovi said, it's now or never. Okay, I'm not against the Bon Jovi references. Quite frankly, I'm hoping for one more. Share it near and far, wherever you are, because we're never going to give you up. Never going to get... No, you're going to Rick Astley, though. I like the Bon Jovi theme. Streamline it. Never going to run around and desert you. We just want to murder your friends, okay? So, spread the murder. We will keep you updated in the chat soon. And then there's a link to Bon Jovi. Once again, end with a question. I always think it's ended with a question. But that being said, Alyssa, I love your updates. I just think they could use a question. I like both those updates, quite frank. Awesome. Okay, so comments. What's up? Anyway, this could be played as a single player. This could be played as a single player? That's a question. And that's a good question. Murder Bunnies, Fluffy Balls of Murder Madness. I'm in. I just played the early bird. I'm just disappointed that, unlike other games, the Kickstarter promos are only at $100 or more and not available as add-ons. Yes, that, once again, that seems like such a steep price for 2 cards. Like, wowzers. Normally, the generic way this works is, oh, if you back it now, you'll get these 2 extra cards. And then people of the 2nd edition and all the future editions will not get these cards. Ha ha ha! Screw them! That's generally how this works. Not, ha ha! Here's the game, but if you want to get these 2 promo cards, you got to spend $100. And you got to buy the Not Suitable for Work pack, even though you might not want the Not Suitable for Work pack because you're a devout Christian. You know, you're probably not going to be a devout Christian. Well, I shouldn't assume devout Christians don't like murder bunnies or killer bunnies or whatever it is. But anyway, you get what I'm saying here. It's a very steep price. This game looks super fun and y'all seem awesome. Looking forward to killing some bunnies. Couple of quick questions. When is the expected delivery date? Oh my god. No. We didn't, it has to be here. It's always here. Did I not? March 2022. Oh, that's realistic. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that at all. Okay. Yeah. So that's just the fact that people don't read. I didn't read. So March 2022, that's realistic. That would put it, even if it's delayed a couple months, that would put it releasing around, say, Origins time, which is a very popular time to release games. This game looks super fun. How long does a typical game take? 15? What, Wes? What? These are both things that are very... So, how long does a typical game take? I go back to point A, at the very, very beginning. Those 3 little boxes you have, those are very useful boxes to have, but I would make those bigger so people can see 15 minutes, so you don't have Wes in here. But granted, you like Wes in here because he's tickling the Kickstarter algorithms. March 2022, 15, 20 to 30 when first learning. The best part of the game is that you can definitely play for a higher carrot count and keep the game balanced. The higher the carrot count, the longer the game. That means absolutely nothing to me. But it's good to know. Any plans for a P and play tier since the Australian shipping costs are quite high? That is absolutely true. There are currently no plans for a P and play tier. That's a bad look. That's a bad look. That is such a bad look. And to be quite frank, there's no good reason to not have it. Like, you are going to eventually have to send these files to the manufacturer. And I've done this before. I actually did this with my own card game that I made. It's not a terribly difficult process to turn that into a print and play for other people to have. And if you think that having the print and play is going to eat into your bottom line, I'm here to tell you it won't. Like, it won't. Like, that is an unfounded fear. It's not like there's going to be all of a sudden like, ha ha ha, there's 1,000 people in the print and play thing and for getting it for $1 or something. It's a nice thing to offer, whereas 99% of people, they just glance right by it. It's like that manufacturing I talked about earlier. 99% of the people would just scroll right past the fact that you're using Ad Magic or Panda GM, but it's there and it makes people feel comfortable, as does the print and play, because the print and play says, oh, you want to try it? And a lot of people, they'll have the print and play up in advance. It's just, there's a lot of things I don't like about this Kickstarter. Like, a lot of little things. The plan is to drastically lower these shipping calculations. No! The shipping costs on the page are at the highest shipping we expect to see. The plan is to drastically lower the shipping calculations, but wanted to be very upfront and honest about the possibilities. Okay, that's good. We don't want to overpromise and undeliver anything in this campaign, including shipping costs. So here's what you do. You give me that ballpark range. $8, you say it's $4 to $8. What was it? The Canada was 20. You say it's 15 to 20 Canadian. It's just stretch it out. Stretch it out a little bit, because most people, once again, are going to look at that first one and say, oh, that's not bad. It's just how our brains work. James Doyle, such a fun idea. I can't wait to play it. James, thank you, dude. I can't wait for you to play it. Make a solid game to date, I think. Okay. I will say, Alyssa, you are banging this customer service right here. This is great. Great customer service. Awesome. So I'm going to give this a 1. I'm going to give this a tepid 1. I need to have a gameplay video. Even if it's just a camera, I need to know what size this box is. Like, because this is a weird box. Like, I don't have a feel for what's... You know what? There's one box I think I have in my collection that is kind of like this box, and I hate that box. So I'm assuming this is not actually going to be the box. But once again, what's on the inside? What's on the inside of this box? So we have 40 cards, 6 dice, and a player mat in here? How does that work? Or is this a much smaller box? Are we looking at a box like this size? Like, I feel like not knowing the size of the box is just one of the holy sins of Kickstarter board games. You gotta let me know what size that box is. But There was a lot on that one. That is Murder Bunnies. So it looks like it might be your cup of tea. Be sure to check out that Kickstarter link down below. Also, if you enjoy what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below as I'm trying to reach 9,000 subscribers to celebrate my 9-year anniversary of making YouTube content. And as always, thank you for your time. And here, I'm going to give you one thing I want you to do today. I want you to go out and I want you to work towards your dream. Just a teeny tiny little bit. Maybe it's just sending an email. Maybe it's cleaning up something. Maybe it's just sitting down for 5 minutes and thinking about something while you poo. But I want you to work towards your dream today. Do that, and you will not regret it. But as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye. And